can't believe it's only game 3 and Arsenal dropped points already.
Yeah, it was a tough one to take, that one.
I know. Is it a good point, or is it 2 points dropped, or what?
No. It's got to be 2 points dropped simply because you're at home and know that you can't drop points at home when you're going for what Arsenal are trying to achieve at the end of the season. So, when you look at the way that they dropped the points, obviously it's massively disappointing, but we can't get past the fact it's 3 games and you're going to have to make that up somewhere along the line. But it was disappointing.
But teams will drop points across the course of the season. I know they don't drop many points now. If you want to go and win the title, it's tougher than it ever has been. But is it the worst thing in the world? No, because they didn't lose. But like I say, the most disappointing thing is probably the manner in which they lost, and obviously Declan being sent off. It gave Brighton the impetus, and they made some very good substitutions. João Pedro, like we've been talking, is very, very dangerous. And in the end, I think that you have to really be happy that you got that point in the way that they were finishing the game. Do you want to talk about the decision and get it out of the way? What decision? I didn't see any. Well, the decision. What decision? Do you think Declan Rice was correctly booked twice I think for these incidents? Like they're saying, like you see the ball's moving now. Right, so the ball's moving. So we're talking about letter of the law, and we're talking about consistency. I was talking about Darren. So if we are going for the letter of the law, and we are going for consistency, then that's not ready to be taken because it's still moving. So then they should have had a look at that and said, okay, well, the ball was moving, so you can't restart play because the ball. But then I heard this on 24 Hours. I'm hearing ex-referees come out and saying, okay, that was interesting because nobody mentioned that fact, and that is letter of the law. If the ball's moving, then you can't take the restart. So those things should be taken into consideration. We've got referees upstairs who know these rules. I didn't know it. You know what I mean? I didn't know it, but they know it. So they should have said, hang on a minute, the ball was moving, so he wouldn't be able to take the restart anyway. So when you go into it that deeply, like I obviously have over the weekend, then you think to yourself, okay, probably let down by consistency again. It does feel harsh, that second yellow, doesn't it?
Oh, it's incredibly harsh. I don't want to see games of football decided by that. That was a really good game of football. And if Arsenal would have had 11 players, they would have won, more than likely. So I think the 60,000, 70,000 that come in, they want to watch football. They don't want to watch a technicality of maybe a little kicker. I know maybe the way the law's written. Even if that was the first yellow, I mean, obviously there's a spotlight on it because it was a second and he got sent off. But even if that was a first yellow, we'd still be at least acknowledging it today because it just feels strange. Premier League games shouldn't be decided by that. It should be decided by these brilliant players that we have. And I know the way the law's written, it probably is deemed a yellow. But it comes back to football players, feel. The ref's got to have a bit of feel in that moment. It's a really good game. Yeah, okay, it's a bit emotional and he moves the ball. Right, he makes a great point. The ball's moving, so you can't take it. So in that sense, I think it's crazy harsh. Declan, he's close, ball's moving, just a little move. That's not a yellow card. You could see as well that Veltman. Yeah, this happened. He used to do this to me a lot. Francis Bernali at Southampton. Because when you get the free kick, you go in front of it, Kel, and then you start walking away. Because obviously they can't book you for trying to go and get 10 yards. So you go and you try to walk away, but then they kick it against you, and then you get booked. Yeah. They've got to see these things now. But you also would have been the player who's standing opposite Declan Rice going, lash for the law. Danny Webber was saying, it's a yellow. Yeah, you see it. I mean, there's nothing I can do there. That face that says, come on, it's a yellow. But Declan done what all of us do when, especially that stage of the game, you know what I mean? You're that far up in the pitch, up in the other end of the pitch. You're just going to delay and just start jogging probably. And, it's, people say, well, Declan shouldn't have done that. He's probably gets away with it on week in, week out. Obviously, they're going to clamp down on it this season. So I'll be looking out for it. Yeah, we'll definitely be plenty of yellow cards flying around for that.